I'm glad we get to at least see each other this way. Better than nothing. What I wanted to do, I know we didn't really get that chance on Tuesday to meet and go over some stuff, and I really wanted to start 2.2 with you. It just didn't work for us, just because numbers got bad and we had to do what we had to do. So we're here now. I don't know how many of you had the chance yet to watch what we did on Monday or Tuesday. I recorded those lessons so that you could work on some 2.2 stuff. So this might be over your head a little bit if you haven't watched that yet, but you're here now, so I want to give you a chance to do whatever it is you can do today, and I'll help you through it. But what I did, let me show you, because this might help. I'm going to present my screen on Canvas, Algebra 2. Let's see, did I post it yesterday? I might have posted it right on homework 2.2. Yeah, there we go. So on homework 2.2, if you didn't sit down and watch the whole video from the lesson, what I did that I thought might be helpful, because it was virtual, and I'll probably do this the rest of the semester, I'm going to take pictures of the board as we go through it, and then post them to Canvas so that you don't necessarily have to keep your head down in your notes and try to listen to me teach, especially if we're across the screen. So what I did in the homework 2.2 spot is I took pictures of the notes that we took from Tuesday's class, from 2.2 in standard form, that might help you see what we're working through. And then also pictures of the boards as I worked through some examples of those exact kind of problems, so that you can either copy those notes down or use them as a reference as you're working through some stuff. I really highly suggest copying those down so you have them to look back at, because our final will be virtual, and you're going to want to look back at this stuff when you get to these types of questions, because we didn't do this physically in class if you're cohort B, right? And then examples 3, 4, and 5 on that other one as well, so that you have the notes, the basics for 2.2, and then 5 examples all worked out. And with the main idea being trying to look at a quadratic that just looks different. Not in vertex form, but something called standard form, where they don't have parentheses anymore. So we can't really see the vertex, okay? Where the numbers aren't A, H, and K, but they're A, B, and C. Okay, so the A is still the same. That's still our vertical stretch or compression. If A is positive, we open up. If A is negative, we open down, right? Minimum if it's positive, maximum if it's negative. That kind of thing's still true, which is really nice. It'll be the same number. That's why we call it the same letters, just A. But then B and C are going to do different things than H and K would. So the nice thing is that whatever that C is, that's automatically your y-intercept, because we're just plugging in 0. And so all of your x's are going to go away, and you'll only be left with C. So when it's in standard form, the easiest thing in the world to label and write down is whatever that y-intercept is. But finding the vertex takes a little bit of work, okay? And so what I did on Tuesday and in class with cohort A on Monday is I taught this lesson on how to find the vertex when it's not written in vertex form, okay? And there's a really, 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 really nice shortcut for that. And it uses these 2 numbers, okay? Whatever A is and whatever B is, I'm going to use those. C has done its job already for me by giving me the y-intercept. A and B do something else, okay? Here's the shortcut right here. Okay, if you haven't watched the video, this is going to be new to you. If you have, hopefully this kind of just solidifies what I talked about, okay? It's a vertex, so it's a point. The x part of that vertex we can find pretty easily with this really nice shortcut. Okay, the x part, it's a fraction. Where on top of that fraction is negative b. So just the opposite of b. So if b was like 4, we'll make it negative 4. If b is 10, we'll make it negative 10. If b is negative 5, we'll make it positive 5. Just switch the sign of whatever b is. On the bottom of that fraction, we're just going to take a and double it. okay, 2 times a, whatever it was, okay? And you can see that when we look at some of the examples, like I'll look at number 1, oh, too close. When I look at number 1, right, f of x, it's y equals, it's the same thing, we'll call it f of x. X squared plus 4x minus 1, like there's a number in front of x squared, there's a number in front of x, there's a number at the end here, and they all have spots, right? A, the number in front of x squared, well, if I don't write it, it's just a 1, right? B, the number in front of x, okay, that's 4. And then C, the number at the end, -1, and right away, I know that C for sure is always going to be my y-intercept because that happens when x is 0, right? And so same thing over here, right? C was 5, cool, bam, there it is. Y equals 5, right? 0, 5, that's going to be our y-intercept, okay? And I actually really like this idea of writing down like A equals, B equals, C equals, because then I'm just going to use those numbers, right? And you see, like, there's no x squared or x or anything attached to them. It's just the numbers that I care about. And by calling them A, B, and C, I know which one comes first, the one with the x squared, the one that comes second, the one with the x, and then the C by itself. We're just going biggest exponent on down. That's really what standard form is, okay? But to figure out the vertex, so I don't know this yet. I know I wrote it at the top here, but I left it blank when I was teaching this in class. I have a little bit of work to do to figure out what that is. And that shortcut for x, the x part of the vertex, is -b over 2a. And I just plug in a and b, and I see what I get, okay? B from my list here was 4. Okay, so -b is -4. That's it. There's the top of my fraction. Okay. On the bottom, I have to take a, whatever it is, multiply it by 2. Okay, so a was the number in front of x squared, right? Ax squared plus bx plus c. So I don't write it, so it's got to be 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. And there's the denominator. And then -4 divided by 2, whatever that is. Okay, -2. Look, there's the x value of my vertex. It's a really nice shortcut that we can use, and trust me, I'm going to prove that it works, but if I did it right now, it would probably just confuse you more, because the proof of this whole -b over 2a shortcut comes from like 2.5, section 2.5, and we're just obviously not there yet since we're in 2.2. So I'm going to save showing you why this works the way it does for now. Just check it out and make sure that you believe it. And then to figure out the y value that goes with it, I just plug it back in. And I have a whole function, so I'm going to take that -2, I'm going to drop it in, and look, f of x, right, up here, x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay, so every x, this one with the square, this one with the 4x, and even the one on the inside here, I'm not going to leave it as f of x if I want to plug in an actual number, right? I'm going to change that. F of -2, okay, -2 squared, plus 4 times -2, minus 1, and I just see whatever that gives me. Oh, that's -5. And I'll even just drop it all in the calculator all in one shot too. I don't have to show every little step of arithmetic like I did right here, but kind of nice to show that just in case. But you don't have to. You've got the calculator. Drop it in. What'd you get? -5. That's the y value that goes with it, right? And so that's what these notes are trying to show you. Right? The vertex, the x value is -b over 2a. The y value of it, f of, and then just plug in whatever that x was, okay? And what we did between class on Tuesday and today, I sent out homework 2.2, okay? Which gave you 4 different functions to look at and to tell me those 2 things. What's the y-intercept and what's the vertex, okay? And so what you see me do, you know, something like number 1, f of x equals whatever it was. Okay, I write down a, b, and c. And I know, there it is. See, cool, there it is. There's my y-intercept, no question. I don't have to worry about doing any work. I know it's going to be that c value every single time. But I know the vertex is written down right here, but I didn't write that down until after I've done all of this work over here, right? The x value is -b over 2a. Every single time, I can trust that. As long as it's written in standard form, right? ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so b was 8, so up top goes -8. A was 1, so on the bottom goes 2 times 1, which is 2. -8 divided by 2, -4. Cool. There's the x value of the vertex. And then for the y value, I just plug it in. Right? And I don't leave it as f of x, it's f of -4, right? I want to change x, so I better change every single x in there. And you see I'm not even showing the arithmetic. I'm just dropping this whole thing in the calculator all at once. -13, just make sure you put parentheses when you do that substitution so the calculator knows you're plugging in an x value in that spot. Okay. The only one that's kind of strange to deal with is when your b value is negative. Right, so for number 2, number 3, my b was -4, so negative b is really +4, right? -4, 2 negative, positive. So -6 was b here, so my numerator is just +6. Okay. And 4 is just a little bit tricky because the way that the vertex worked out, the numbers didn't go perfectly into one another, but -6 divided by -8 is how it worked out, right? You just plug in whatever you got and the numbers kind of control themselves, and you see what you get, right? 0.75. So, and then I plug that back in. And this is really why I'm going to lean on the calculator a lot. I'm not going to do all that stuff by hand, 0.75 squared. That would take forever, right? So I'm going to let the calculator do all that. So we looked at that. I want you to just take a look at this, see if it works. If you didn't get a chance to work through it, here are the solutions that go with it. I'm going to come back to that in just a second, but what I want to show you is what I'd like you to get done today, if you could. Of course, you want to start with homework 2.2, but if you did get that, you'll check your solutions. But I also have one last practice before we go on Thanksgiving break with the same stuff. I didn't want to start anything new just yet. I'll do that when we get back. But homework 2.2a is right there. So you can click here. It'll open up. Same kind of thing, right? It's same idea, just 4 different functions there. Got to put your name and the date at the top of the paper if you want to get full credit, and then 4 points for the rest. What's the y-intercept and what's the vertex? Make sure you're showing that work there. And I did nice. Go back. I linked homework 2.2 just in case you wanted to go back and check out the notes to look at these examples worked out. Because although the process is new, it's really not necessarily super difficult math to remember. -b/2a is really the only thing that you're going to have to keep in mind and work through as you go. And sometimes the fractions don't work out as nice as we want, but most of the time I'm going to try to make these numbers work out really, really, really nice. I'm going to pick functions that have nice locations for their vertex as best I can. But I want you to know that fractions and decimals are going to happen too, and that's cool. It's not a big deal. Okay? So my hope for you today was to at least just hear that, right? For me to see you here, which is awesome, and answer any questions you might have about those notes. I'm going to go back to presenting to see if that right there makes sense. Okay, and to give you the solutions to that homework so you can look through that and make sure that not only do you know what to do, but how to do it, how to kind of organize everything that you want to be able to accomplish with this section and make it look good. So, and of course, get yourself to the right answer. So, and I mean, I just graph these a lot too, and I look at them to make sure I know I'm getting the right answer. Like just with 1.6 with all those systems of equations, how nice was it to have the solution sitting right there next to the problem, knowing you're doing something right? Really good. These are just graphs. You should be able to just graph them. Look at the vertex, and there it is. Cool. I know if I'm getting these questions right, if what I did matches whatever the graph says. So whether you use a graphing calculator or you go to something like Desmos and you just plug in whatever your function is and look at it, you know what your answers are going to be. You just have to prove how to get there, just like you did with 1.6. And 1.6 went really well in general, so that was good. So my plan for you right now, number one, are there any questions about what you're looking at right there with those notes? Because that's it. That's the notes. That's all you need to have in one spot. And I highly suggest that you write that down somewhere, however you want to organize it, so that you know what standard form looks like, what A is, what B is, what C is, but how they can help you find those two really nice spots, y-intercept and the vertex. That's first, right? Second, to look at the solutions to 2.2 See if there's anything that throws you off a little bit, something you want me to talk through. Number 4 is especially difficult just because of the decimals, but whatever, it's just a number. And then, if you want, stick around and work through homework 2.2a with me, sitting right here. I'll let you do your thing, and then you can just kind of unmute yourself if you do end up having questions. Okay. So, first things first, any questions on what you're looking at right now?
Okay, so I don't have a question on what we're looking at, but on the homework 2.2, the last problem, I did it wrong, like for the y, for the vertex, not x, but y.
Okay.
So do you want me to, because I already fixed it, because I saw what I did wrong, but do you want me to go back and resubmit it?
No, that's okay. I'm not always looking for perfect right answers. I want you to just get it. So if you understand what you did wrong and now you know what to do right, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Was it just like a negative thing or a parentheses thing, or?
It was in the equation. I put +2 instead of -2.
Okay, and that's such a small little mistake that I would probably be able to spot that, and you get so much partial credit. I mean, you just put a plus instead of a minus, right?
Yeah.
So that's all good. No worries there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything you want to talk about? Okay, cool. So your task right now is to open up that Google Doc that is attached to homework 2.2a, which you can get to right from today's announcement, or you can go just through assignments and it'll be there. And work on that, okay? I'll be here for the next half hour. Class is over at 2, so I'll stick around until 2. To answer any questions and help you work through stuff. But you don't have to stick around. As long as you get this done on your own, you're good. Okay, I'm not going to make you sit here in front of me to do it. I trust that you can do that on your own. If you can trust yourself to do that on your own. Okay. So I'm here. I am going to stick around for the next half hour. So let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you. Work through some stuff, answer any questions. But really, you just want to kind of be getting yourself familiar with standard form and how to deal with it. And then we'll go on break. And then we'll pick some stuff up when we get back on Monday. Again, for those of you that showed up a little bit later, Monday and Wednesday for everybody are now the live days starting when we get back. Those 2 weeks before before finals. After Thanksgiving, before finals week, everybody is in one big group now. Where the cohorts aren't really a thing. We don't need them anymore because we're not hybrid. So I will see you live on Monday, the 30th, I think, of November for 2.3. We're going to start some new stuff, okay? And your attendance is based on whether or not you are actually showing up to those live Google Meets on your Mondays and Wednesdays, okay? Tuesday, Thursday is the asynchronous stuff, where I send the homework home and you just kind of practice what we looked at, because we're definitely gonna be doing some stuff that's going to take probably more than just one class to learn and practice. So you definitely want to be there live to ask questions. Watching the video is just not the same. It's really not. Those of you that have watched the videos, I'm sure you can attest that. So I'm here. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm going to get caught up on some grades for you guys. Actually, I'm looking back at any missing assignments and seeing if I can get your grades all caught up. Grades for all of the 1.6 stuff have gone in, but if you see something that's missing but shouldn't be missing, like you think you submitted it, but it's still in there missing, let me know. I want to make sure I update your grades because missings really drop you a lot because they go into zeros basically. So check your Infinite Campus grade and make sure that what you think you have in is in. And I'll take anything 1.6. If you didn't get that done, I'll take anything 1.6 before we get back. Basically, before we get back from Thanksgiving. So all of this week, all of next week, I'll take some old stuff and give you anything. Anything's better than 0. So Let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, you have a half hour to work. If you want to stick around, cool. If not, that's cool too. You just want to get that homework 2.2a in. And if you haven't done homework 2.2, you should do that now as well. Okay. All right.
Was today your birthday or was it yesterday?
Today
Happy
is
birthday, Rosengren.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Happy birthday.
Not being in school makes it a little harder to celebrate. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna tell everybody. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's quite the celebration I'm gonna throw tonight with nobody able to come over, and yeah. So I don't know. My wife will probably cook my favorite dinner.
Hey, there you go.
And I'm not gonna do any schoolwork tonight. It's gonna be real nice. So.
Nice. Have a good rest of your day, man.
Thanks. See you, Tate.
See ya.
Later, Colton.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Caitlin. Thank you
Have a
for
good
coming.
birthday.
Thanks. Mia, it looks like that's your album cover for your debut is about to drop, and that's the shot that I would take.
This is, yeah, my mom and I worked on my room together.
I love it. It looks really cool.
Thank you.
I always can tell when it's your work that you submitted to Canvas because it's some color.
I always have my room. I always have it change to different colors.
I'm just like clicking through on Canvas and I get to yours and I'm like, oh, that's Mia's. There it is. No, I love it. Make your room your own, right? For sure.
Yeah.
My room in high school was definitely my own too.
Yeah.
Mr. Rosengren.
What's up, Shay?
I looked, and the only missing assignment that I haven't turned in yet that I did was 1.2C.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says it's missing, but it's submitted on Canvas.
Okay, let me check that out right now.
Okay, and then I still need to turn in 2.1 and 2.2.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so get that done this week and just give me a shout. Just shoot me a message on Canvas and say, Rosie, I turned it in this way. I'm gonna go looking for it.
All right, it's my fault. I'm just super behind on a couple classes.
I'm glad that you're taking the time to get caught up, man. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Hey, Rosengren.
Yeah.
I turned my 2.2 in 10 minutes ago.
Okay, let me check that. Let me just get Noah's. Let's see, yeah. Oh. Yeah, he turned his in really recent. Cool. Shade. 1.2C. You said 2.2, Tave?
Yeah, 2.2.
Okay. Assignments. Let's see, 2.2. Nice. It looks good. Do you feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I watched I think I got 30 minutes of that video that you posted. And then I had another Google Meet.
Great, good. I'm glad. Yeah, it's not super tricky. You just have to know the negative b over 2a and then know to plug it back in. That's about it. So I'm glad that went okay for you. Good.
Hey, Rosie. Um, I just finished my 2.1 and 2.2. Do you want me to show you on here, or do you want me to email it to you, or through Canvas?
I mean, if you can put it through Canvas, that's always best, because then it's kind of how I track everybody. I know sometimes that's been a pain for you. So try it that way. If it doesn't work, then email is also good.
All right, cool. Have a good one. Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
man. Thanks. Later.
Later.
Hey, Rosie.
Yeah.
So I think I understand the majority of it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna knock out 2.2a, but once I turn it in, do you think if there's like obvious problems, could you like leave a comment on it?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I've been doing that with everybody that did their 2.2, but they weren't really all that good, because maybe you didn't know about the negative B over 2A kind of thing. Yeah, I've been reaching out to people just like that with a comment right on Canvas. I can do that because I haven't done the solutions yet. So maybe I don't think I did. Maybe that's what I'll do right now as you work through it. Let me see. Did I do it yet? Oh, this is freak out. Let me check. But yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Let me see.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with my English and
Okay.
knock it out.
Sounds
But
good.
have the best birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Tell Miss Rosengren I say hi.
I will.
I just saw her this morning.
Nice.
She
Good.
goes, Cynthia, why aren't you showing your face? And I go, I woke up like 2 minutes ago. Oh, funny. You usually wake up at like 12. And I was like, I know.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm sure she was glad you showed up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have a good break. See you, Tave.
You too. Bye.
Okay, so I finished. Do you want me to just turn it in?
For 2.2a?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks.
All right, well, I'll let you go so you can get off early.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good
Okay.
day.
Thanks, Mia. See ya. Have a good break.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.